So what's good, man? It's your man, Dr. BOA. If you married your wife young, she still desires to experience the behavioral freedom ride, AKA the Thotastic Voyage. If you married her older, then she has already racked up the miles and routine maintenance of that journey. Point being, that whether she does it as a young tender or a wall banger, as a single woman or a wife, undercover or in the midst of a public display, all women will indeed embark upon their very own fantastic voyage. Unfortunately for Steph Curry, his wife Ayesha has decided that the embarrassing public display is her method of choice. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, the reality of the matter is this. No matter what you give a woman, no matter what you do for a woman, no matter how you pedestalize a woman, she is still going to have these desires to go on her Thotastic voyage. It is a part of what the female nature is in this particular society, especially in this particular time in history. We live in a society that is over-sexualized, and so women who are not a part of that train are constantly bombarded with ideas about it, with other women's experiences with it, whether they're true or false. They are constantly reminded of the experience that they are not having. And for a woman who has never had it, it is very difficult to keep the right frame of mind when it comes to being respectful and respectable in the eyes of society and how she represents her husband. Now, Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry, has been doing this for a couple of years now. This has been a long process, and now she has finally gotten to the point where he, with his unwillingness or inability rather, to discipline his wife, to reprimand his wife, to be an authority figure in the life of his wife, has allowed her to be whatever she wants to be. And now we see the end result of that. Here's a woman who is married with children and daughters who look up to her. And this is what she displays. Here's a woman in her 30s, closing in on 40, who's taking her cues from young rap chicks like Megan Thee Stallion. That's fine if you're a young girl who's 13, 14 years old. It makes sense for you to look up to an older woman, no matter what she represents. It makes sense for you to look up to someone who's older and be convinced that where they are is where you want to be. But when you're a woman like Stephen Curry's wife, Ayesha, who's living in the lap of luxury, who has access to way more paper than Megan Thee Stallion will ever make in her life, you ask yourself, what is it about that lifestyle that draws this woman in? And I know some beta male simp man Johnny gonna come in here and say, well, Dr. BOA, you know what it is. The one want to live the life. The one want to live the life of Megan Thee Stallion. She want to be able to drop it like it hot. How you men going crazy out here, Dr. BOA. I see you, Dr. BOA. I see you, Dr. BOA. I could swear that I saw you sign up for Megan Thee Stallion OnlyFans, Dr. BOA. You think I didn't see you over there, Dr. BOA? But I be watching you like a hawk. I'm telling you like a hawk, Dr. BOA. And you ain't the man you say you claim to be. You a dummy. Unsubscribe. Okay, unsubscribe, sucker, but before you go, let me tell you this. Desiring more attention from other men is one thing. Because we all know women desire the attention and validation of men. But when your woman desires the attention and validation from men who are the opposite of you, as Ayesha Curry has let it be known, then you have a problem on your hands. You have a woman who doesn't desire you. You have a woman who has finally gotten to the point where she realizes she's running out of time. The biological clock is ticking very loudly in Ayesha Curry's life, and she can't even sleep. It's loud. It's in her ear. It's not even in her ear. It's in her brain. And she can't get over the ticking of it. And so in a last-ditch effort to see if she can find someone to monkey branch to, she puts on the display like this. Why is this man's wife in the kitchen cooking, calling herself a chef? What reputable chef do you know who does this? I just did a video a month ago where this chef who owns a restaurant in Dallas snapped on some women for twerking in his restaurant. Here's a woman who is the chef. I can imagine in that situation, Ayesha Curry just tells the DJ, turn the music up, and starts to go in and twerk with the woman. But these are the type of things that you men have to be aware of. And these things always seem to happen with red bone chicks. I tell any man on the planet, man, never marry a red bone chick. They're fun to play with, but not to stay with. And this is a perfect example of that right here. These women know it. That's why they're bleaching their skin. Here she is, already light skinned, bleaching her skin. See, her public display of midlife identity crisis is a troubling sign for Steph Curry. For any man who is experiencing this, if your wife has a midlife identity crisis, she is trying to hold on to her youth because she knows that she is running out of time, running out of options, but she has no reason to divorce Steph Curry. So here she is stuck. When you look at her displays, I truly believe she is trying to convince Steph Curry that she is not the woman for him, but Steph Curry is not going to leave his wife. And I think this is another point of frustration for her. She is trying to run this guy off, and he's simply just going back behind her, cleaning up her mess, saying, hey, I trust my wife. I love my wife. She can do whatever she wants to do. She's just having fun. Girls just want to have fun. Yes, girls just want to have fun. Not almost 40-year-old women. She's not a girl anymore. Fun is for girls. Responsibility, control, respectability is for women. And this woman has no intent on displaying any of those qualities. Then she comes out with a blonde wig. Bleach skin, blonde wig. Who is she trying to be? Is she not proud to be a black woman anymore? What is it? This woman is trying to find herself. But let me tell you what the problem is. Her problem is not in her weight. So the drastic weight loss didn't do it. Her problem isn't in her skin tone. So the skin bleaching didn't do it. Her problem isn't in her bone structure. So the cosmetic surgery didn't do it. This is about backbreaking. She listens to chicks like Megan Thee Stallion rap about the backbreaking that they get, all of these different strokes that they can count on. And she wants that. But what it does, it says a lot about her self-value. The woman doesn't have self-value to be a wife. A wife is about the way a woman values herself. That is a position that a woman should only take on if she values herself as the highest quality woman around. And the highest quality woman around would never look at someone like this rap chick and say, I need to pattern my life after her. We talk about the same rap chick who's just 20-something and creates more enemies than friends, is always in the middle of something, wills her body as her prized possession, but not in a positive way. We're talking about a woman who's young, in her 20s, hood, an admitted Thotastic Voyage engineer who creates more friends than enemies, who's always in the middle of some mess. It says a lot about Ayesha Curry's self-value. And see, Steph defending this, again, enables her to get bolder. So she went from complaining about it to reinventing herself to see if she could attract it, the attention and validation, I mean. And now she simply says, okay, I got to just take on the Thotastic actions that I see other girls do. So here she is, a wife and mother in full twerk mode with tight leather pants on while she's in the kitchen. So I guess being a twerking wife is the new thing now. Being a twerking chef is the new thing now. The women of this society are lost. And the men of this society who take these women on as wives are even more lost. When you look around the rest of the world, man, yes, there are small pockets of women who do this, but this is a national phenomenon in the United States. All women are like this. Older women, younger women, black women, white women, all American women are starting to take on this Thotastic Voyage mentality. And the evil that represents makes it a travesty that men are still out here telling men to chase these women for any reason. It doesn't have to be a serious relationship, but chasing these women for any reason, mixing energies with these women, mixing spirits with these women is just something that's going to be detrimental to you, man. Steph has no authority in Ayesha's life. And every time she does something like this, she shows that she understands that he doesn't have any authority in her life. And she can do whatever she wants to do because you know what's going to happen? Her husband is going to back her on everything. You have to know how to stand up as a man and make your wife stand down as a woman. And since Steph has not mastered that ability to stand up as a man, his wife Ayesha has not mastered the ability to stand down as a woman. This is only going to get worse. And eventually, there's going to be a Larsa Pippen situation, where this woman is going to pop up with some guy who represents the opposite of what Steph represents. And I guarantee you, even then, the women of this society will still excuse her behavior with something crazy like, if a woman not satisfied, she deserves satisfaction. And I tell you, men, if you pay the cost to be the boss, you deserve to run the ship with an iron fist. Take Steph Curry as an example of what not to do, what not to allow when it comes to your woman. Because he gave her an inch a long time ago. And now she got enough leverage to go from Florida to California. Because that's just what they'll do. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.